All right, guys, I'm excited for today's video. I've been meaning to make this video all October. I just never had any time, but I'm finally here in front of my laptop and we're gonna go over all of my members in my Discord's figure collection, or at least those that submitted figure collections, because not everybody on my Discord collects figures. I have a lot of different kind of collectors. I have manga collectors, figure collectors, Blu-ray collectors. So which those are the three things that I collect. So that's how I decided to structure my Discord. And really quick, I'll just go ahead and show you guys how my Discord looks. So I'm going to start recording on my laptop and we're going to jump in here and you guys will see everything that I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and start that recording. All right, so you guys can see here on the left, I have just the general stuff first, just a couple of server stats. We have 98 members, so definitely consider joining so that we reach 100 members. I'm gonna minimize info, elite links. Those are just all of my links to social media, my affiliate links, stuff like that. Let's see, so these are my figure links if you guys are interested. I do have links to all of the places that I shop for my figures, so if you guys want to know where I get statues like this here, jump to my Discord and I have links to everywhere that I've shopped, as well as some places that my members recommend that I haven't necessarily purchased from yet, but I trust them and I know that these sites are all good sites. So yeah, definitely check that out. Then we have some text channels. These are just some text channels that don't necessarily fall into those other categories of stuff that I collect. So sometimes also my members recommend channels that they would like to see. Like recently, one of my members randomly asked for a NSFW chat. So I was like, sure, go ahead. There it is. I made that for him. I think he also requested the Pokemon chat and he posts one GIF every day of Pokemon here. Yeah, you guys can see here, there's a bunch of Pokemon stuff going on. I also share some pictures of my son. A couple weeks ago, he went to a costume party and he dressed up as Snorlax, so that was pretty cute. But anyways, let's continue. Those are my text channels. And then here are the three categories that I mentioned. So I have a category for my statues and figures and a bunch of channels pertaining to that. I usually announce a bunch of statues that are being released here in the statue chat. So you guys can see that here. We talk a bunch of statues here. Pretty much every day we're talking about statues. So that's a fun chat to be a part of there. And then going down, we have a manga category. So I have one of my Zodiac members, actually, Nike Tech. He's a really good friend of mine now as well. He reached out and he said that he wanted to help out and announce anything he finds out about manga, and he's been doing a pretty good job of announcing stuff before I see it anywhere else. So awesome job, Nike Tech. Thanks again for doing that for the Discord. Then keep going down. Blu-ray media. This is the category that doesn't get as much love because a lot of my collectors, I don't have too many Blu-ray collectors in here. There are a few, so there are a few that usually share their hauls. So Zorofan2 is a big Blu-ray collector as well. I believe he was watching my channel back when I was only doing Blu-ray stuff, so that's when he found me. And he's an avid Blu-ray collector as well. So Collector 203, he has the whole Fate series on Blu-ray, all the limited editions. He has more than I do, so yeah, I have a few collectors in here that do share their Blu-rays, so that's pretty cool. And then down here we have some Rightstuf perks. So here is where I share all of my monthly codes that Rightstuf provides to me. So I share it to my spiders, zodiacs, and hunters. If you guys want to get some discounts on Rightstuf, I would definitely suggest becoming a member. Anyways, that's where I share those codes. And then of course I have my Zodiacs only chat where everybody has access to all of my statues. So let's go back to the statues and figures category, and we're going to be taking a look at Collection Showcase 2021 Q3. So a while back, I mentioned to all of my members that I would be sharing their figure collections, and I'm going to try to rate it as well on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll let my members know what I think about it. So hopefully I don't offend anyone. Again, this is just all my opinion. I think all of the collections that were shared here were awesome. I just kind of think it would be some fun to go through them and just give it a rating. So I'm going to be rating it based on the type of figures that they have, how they display them, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and one more thing. I think some of my members might be a little upset because I did tell them that I would share my collection first, and then I would do a follow-on video sharing their collections. But at the moment, my figures aren't, they're kind of all over the place. So I want to fix up my collection first before I share it. So that will be sometime in November, I promise. But I'm going to go ahead and share your collections first. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm at the very top of Q3. So we're going to go through every single collection. Right now, I have it filtered to all of the images that were sent in this channel. And there was 153 total images sent. So quite a few figures or figure collections to get through here. But I want to get through all of them because I want to share everyone's collection. So this might be kind of a long video. All right, so starting off with the first collection here, we have Matt Cam. He was one of my first members, and unfortunately, I haven't seen him too active recently, but I do appreciate that he submitted his collection here in the beginning. So first up, we have this girl here, which I know a lot of people love her. I haven't seen the anime yet for Steins Gate or Steins Gate Zero, so I don't know her name, but I do like this bunny figure. I don't see too many people have this one in their collection, so I'm gonna have to give him props for owning this one. Let's go ahead and continue. He also has some girls from the Monogatari series, if I'm correct, another series that I haven't seen. So a lot of these characters I may not know their names, which I'm really horrible with names. I hate the fact that I'm horrible with names, but I am. But she is beautiful as well, and I love this base and how she's just sitting here. I think she looks pretty badass, so really nice figure here as well. And he chooses to display them in front of his manga and light novels, which that's the way that I'm going to choose to display my PVC figures as well. Not my statues. My statues will have their own display unit, but PVC figures, I do like displaying those in front of the manga. You can see one here. We have my Sakurajima in front of my Pokemon collection. So not the best place, but that's where she is right now. That's how I like displaying my PVCs as well. Let's continue. He then has a few figures in boxes, so I'm assuming he doesn't have too much space for these right now. So I'm gonna have to take some points away from his rating here just because I prefer to have all my figures on display, but I understand he may not have the space right now. But let's take a quick look at all of these. He has Ichika Nakano. I have this figure as well, and I love it. I actually just got all of the Nakano sisters, so I'm gonna be doing a huge unboxing of all of those here in a few days. What's her name? I know her name. Oh no. C2 or I think Trash Taste has this figure on in their display as well, so that's pretty cool. I remember seeing that video where they went shopping for figures. That was an awesome video. But that's a good figure here, and then some more Evangelion, which is another anime I haven't seen, but I know she is Ray. Yeah, her name's right there, Ray. Can't really see the figure too well, so I don't know what if it's a good figure or not. So from the pose is a little strange there, but her face looks all right, pretty good. All right, so let's continue. And then the last figures he has here are just some figures, some Kotobukiya, which I've been loving Kotobukiya. Well, I mean, the only ones I have are the quintessential quintuplets, but I like the quality. I think they're really nice figures. And here he has two from my teen romantic comedy Snafu Climax. Again, a series I haven't seen, but based off what I see here from these figures, the quality looks really nice. So really cute figure here. They are 1/8 scale, and I can't wait to see him take them out of the box. So for now, that's everything he shared from his collection. So I'm gonna have to rate it. It was pretty high because of these two figures here. I would say it was at a 9, maybe even a 10 to be honest. But then down here, these aren't on display, so I'm gonna have to go down to a 7 out of 10 for now. Not bad, good figures to be honest. So let's go ahead and continue. The next collection that was shared was Sullivan is Dead. His name is actually, well, he goes by Striker. So yeah, Striker Ikrua. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But he is actually my #1 member on my channel right now. He definitely is very active, and I love having him on my Discord. He keeps things interesting, and I would also consider him a friend now. We talk a lot about figures all the time. He's like the master of PVC figures. He knows everything about most figures, to be honest. If you have a question, or if anyone has a question for me, I usually refer them to Sullivan when it comes to PVC figures. I have another guy that I refer people to for resin statues, but we'll get to him in a bit here. But yeah, he's shared his collection quite a few times. So let me go over here and filter to just his name. So yeah, he submitted 24 pictures in here. So let's go to the new so that we can see his latest collection. Well, actually, let's just see how it's evolved while he was in Q3, because his collection definitely evolved the most. So let's start with the old, which is what we're looking at here. So here's how he had him displayed before. He used this pretty cool display stand, and I love the use of LEDs in any collection. So he definitely gets points for that. He has a mix. He has mostly PVC and a few statues. He's very picky with his statues, so I will say that about him. He doesn't collect too much, which is good. I mean, he's still young, but the fact that he has as much figures as he does is pretty impressive. So he has a few rims. Here he went through every single one of his figures. I love this one here, this Chio. I would love to add her to my collection one day. She looks really nice. I'm pretty sure there's some better pictures here in a bit. So I'm gonna keep scrolling down, and here's his first statue, which is one of Luffy. And I have never seen this statue anywhere else. I'm not even sure what studio this is from. Monkey D. Luffy. I don't know what logo that is. I don't know what studio it is, but it's a pretty good Luffy statue. One of the better ones that I've seen. So awesome figure here. And then one of my favorites in his collection, probably my favorite, because everybody on my Discord knows how much I love Mitsuri. I'm making like a Mitsuri shrine for my collection. But here he has Gianke, or Gianke's, however you want to pronounce it, Mitsuri. But the figure itself is very good. It's very impressive. I love the details. The face looks perfect. The boobas, as he would call it. He always loves pointing those out for Mitsuri. But the base is what I personally don't love on this one. It's just, the colors are kind of weird. I don't know. It's just, I don't love it. But the pose is very dynamic. I do think this is a really good figure. And like I said, it's one of my favorites in his collection. So let's continue seeing the rest of his collection here. He also has some more Demon Slayer. This is from Magic Cube, which is one of the best studios when it comes to Demon Slayer. This is not one of their best ones in my opinion, but as you guys can see, even their not so great statues are very impressive. So that's a good statue there. Then he has, he got a rim. I think that was his first bunny figure. He wasn't able to unbox it here because it wasn't his birthday. He had gotten it from his parents for his birthday. So imagine that. Imagine your parents getting you a bunny figure. Awesome parents, I'd say. But yeah, I think that was everything that he shared here. So let's go now to his most recent pictures to see how it evolved. All right, let's go here. Crap. right, so he got a new display. I personally, I don't know. I like this display, but I like the wooden look of the other ones. But I think he can definitely fit more figures in this shelf, so that's always better. But yeah, as you guys can see there, now Chio has her own little area that she can be displayed, so she looks really good there. Oh, man, unfortunately, there's no close-ups in the figures in the pictures that he shared here of her. But here we can see that he has his rim on display now, so he has unboxed that one. He also has, is that Asuna? Okay, no, it's not. Wait, is it? I don't know who that is. But I don't think it's Asuna. He hates Sword Art Online, but he still loves some of the Sword Art Online figures. So he's more of a collector that gets figures based off of the character or the figure itself, not really cares too much about the anime or if he has any attachment to the characters. Me personally, I like collecting figures of characters that I love and I enjoy, of series that I love. So that's why if there's a series that I don't love, I'll like recently SSS Gridman had some amazing figures, but I really didn't like that series, so I'm not gonna be picking those up. If I had enjoyed the series, I would have definitely picked them up. They were really awesome figures, but that's just not the type of collector that I am right now. Right now, I'm focusing on getting stuff that I like. But really impressive collection by Striker here. Okay, so here we can get a better look at Rem. So there she is in all of her glory with her fishnets. One of these days I am gonna get a bunny figure, and I'm hoping that it's gonna be the quintessential quintuplets, or one of the quints, as my first bunny figure. I believe this one here was new too. I like to call this character Saber. Anyone who is using the Saber class, I'm gonna call them Saber, even though their names is something else. Striker is a massive Fate fan, so he's very particular when it comes to the Fate series. But this is definitely an amazing figure here. I love the stance that she has. It's very, it's just awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is currently his favorite figure, but I could be wrong. I wouldn't blame it though. I think that's, well, I don't know. I really like this Chio. I think that's my favorite in his collection. So let's go back. Oops. And I know he had some pictures here. He added some LEDs recently, even more recently. So let's jump to those. So yeah, here he added some LEDs, and I love the way this looks when it's just blue. I think he shared some pictures in another chat where he's just the standard white light, and I personally think that looks best just because you can see all of the details on the figures. With these colors here, they kind of drown out all of the details from the figures. So I'm not a big fan of the colors here, but it still looks amazing. That's actually why I transitioned my Attack on Titan LC Studios up there. I decided to go with a white light just because with the red, it looked great, but you couldn't see any of the details on them. So I changed it to a white light. But all right, that's it for Striker. I'm gonna go ahead and rate your collection now, and I love the look with the lights. So even though I liked the wooden shelves a little bit more, now with the lights and the fact that you're showcasing each figure individually in its own little space, I'm gonna go ahead and give his collection a 9. He has a good variety. He has PVC, he has statues, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9. Great collection. So let's remove Striker's name. And let's go to Ode again. Oh, Matt Cam had one more figure. Ooh, Sakura. I love her now. Ever since I saw the Heaven's Feel movies, I don't know. I just love her. So pretty cool figure from him there. So let's keep going down. All right, so Frost BP, he's a statue collector, our first statue collector here. So he collects nothing but statues. And I know his collection has evolved quite a bit too. So now let's go ahead and filter to his name. And we can see this is his most recent picture. But let's start with the first ones here. So he has one of the holy grails for every statue collector is Jimei Studio or Jimei Palace Studio Pain. This is one that I would love to have, but right now he's going for like $1,500, which is, I mean, not saying I wouldn't pay that much for him, but right now I have a lot of stuff on order and I just can't make an order for just one statue for 1,500 is big no-no right now. But one day, maybe one day I will get this one. If I can't find another pain to add to my collection, then I will definitely go back and search for this guy. But it's a beautiful statue. I love it. 10 out of 10 collection just because he has this guy here. But here's some closer look at him. You guys can see him in all of his glory. He also has an Itachi. Not too sure about this studio. And another Pain. I'd probably get rid of this one. I don't like having too many of multiple characters, but this is definitely the best Pain, so I don't see the need of having a second one. Unless you can get Surge Studio Pain. That's another holy grail of mine. But yeah, then what happened here? Oh, okay. So he got in LC Studios Mikasa, which is the one that I have up there. Love this figure. One of my favorite Mikasa that's been released so far as resin statues go. Although there has been a recent NSFW Mikasa. We shared that in our NSFW chat. I'm not going to show it here, but it's honestly one of the best face scopes Mikasa has had so far. But I still love this one. I love the smoke effects. I love the armored titan. And I love all of the blood effects here as well. And perfect figure here. I love it. His collection, I would say, it would be a 10 out of 10, but I don't really like the way that he has him displayed on. It looks like he just has it on a desk and some random bookshelf. Yeah, these are bookshelves, but I don't know. I think when it comes to statues, you definitely should display them better. So I'm gonna have to give him a 6 out of 10 for now until he finds a better display solution. So yes, let's continue. Compa Robin, Compa Collectibles. His collection is something else, or it's gonna turn into something else, because he used to collect non-licensed statues, but he's transitioned and now he just wants to collect licensed statues. So that's things coming from Figurama, from Prime One Studios, from Jimei Palace. These are all of the high quality statues. Some people can argue that some of the unlicensed statues can also make high quality statues, but from what I've seen personally so far, like this right here is Figurama Netero versus Meruem. No unlicensed statues has come close to the quality of this figure. It really is amazing. So props to him for deciding to transition to that, because it's not cheap to collect only licensed statues. But here first, what we have here is him sharing his Hokage line. This is from Cloud Studio, one of the better Naruto studios when it comes to unlicensed statues. And he has the first and the second Hokage here. I personally like Tobirama more. I just love the clear resin, and I love dragons. I'm always biased when it comes to dragons. He does have a dragon here as well, but come on, these look much better. So yeah, I love this one. I would love to have this statue if I could, but when I started to collect, he was no longer available. So yeah, awesome collection. All right, so let's see how his collection has evolved. All right, so he did share some pictures of his room one day. So here's his. He has Jimei Kaido. I don't know. He's from One Piece, and I don't necessarily know his name. I think it's Kaido, if I'm not mistaken. But that's an amazing statue as well. It is another licensed studio, so the details are amazing on that one, and it does have some LEDs on the base as well. And then here he does. He recently got some Maju cases, so that's where he's deciding to display all of his Jimei Palace Studios Akatsuki collection, which fit perfectly in these. I would love to get Maju case, but for me they're a bit too expensive. And I'm honestly happy with how my statues look on these IKEA drawers, and they're much cheaper. It's $90 for this versus about $1,000 for one of the Maju cases. But for those that can afford it and who do get them, definitely a premium display unit, and it's worth the money, I think. But right now I'd prefer to buy more statues than to put money into a display like that. But let's continue. All right, here's his most recent picture from what I remember. So he got 2 more Maju cases, and he got Jimei Palace Kakashi. So as you guys can see, he now has 3 Jimei Palace. So just these 3 figures alone probably cost more than most of normal figure collectors collections. They're about, well, they're definitely over 1K each, so it's at a minimum 3,500 here for these 3. But they're amazing works of art. I love them. I'm getting a few of them myself. And then the last one he got was the Figurama Attack on Titan, which I have this one on the way because Attack on Titan is my second favorite anime of all time behind Hunter x Hunter. So had to get this one. I got Figurama Hunter x Hunter. I need Figurama Attack on Titan. But unfortunately, he didn't share a picture of the final assembly. I know he shared it on his Instagram, but he didn't come back and share it here. So we won't get to see that. But Compa Robin, I know what I'm planning to do with this is share people's collection every quarter to see how it evolves. So I'm excited to see his every single quarter just to see how it's evolved. But yeah, let's go back to this picture here. Let's take away this filter. And next up, and I think this might be the last one for today. I know I said I was going to record it all in one video, but it's taking a lot longer than I thought. So I'm going to do it in different parts. This will be the end of part 1, but we're definitely ending off with a bang because this is personally my favorite collection in this whole Discord. So off the bat, I'm just going to tell you guys that this is a 10 out of 10 collection. And let's go ahead and jump into it. This collector here is Anos. I believe he's from China, if I'm not mistaken, or Singapore. And one plus from living over there is that he doesn't have to pay those high shipping fees that we do to get his statues. Plus, he gets them super quickly. So I always love seeing when he gets in his statues because he gets things that I have to wait 2 or 3 months for, basically super early. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So Sasuke Top Studios. I have this one on the way. I'm collecting all the Top Studios. You guys have seen my Kakashi and my Itachi. If you haven't, I'll leave a link up here so you guys can check that out. He also has Top Studio Naruto, which this one, Cartoon World recently made a statue similar to this one, and it got a lot of controversy. And wow, actually looking at this, I never looked at it quite up close like this, and it actually looks really nice. Whoops. I love how the clear resin looks here on the Rasengan. I was about to talk negatively about it, but I'm gonna have to take that back and say this is actually a really nice statue. Naruto looks awesome. The face looks good. What I was gonna pick on is just how shiny it is. I don't like the shininess of the figure, but looking at it close up doesn't even bother me. I think it's a really nice statue. Sorry, I think I rambled a bit too much on this one, so I'm gonna cut most of that out. Just gonna say I like the statue, don't love it, but let's go ahead and move on. Next up here, he has Top Studio Itachi, which is the one that I just unboxed. If you guys want a closer look at this one, just check out my video. It's probably my favorite statue in my collection right now. Let's keep going. All right, so Magic Cube again showing up here. Just shows you how much us statue collectors do seek these out. I personally don't have any Magic Cube because I already missed out on a bunch, so I didn't want to collect a line that I wouldn't be able to get most of. So he has Shinobu here. And I love this display here because if you guys see in the background, he actually chooses to display some manga panels behind the statue itself. And I think it looks amazing. It's perfect. And he also has a G5 Studio Shinobu here as well. I think it looks amazing. I'm probably going to do the same thing because I have all of the G5 Studio Hashiras on the way. I don't know if I'm going to get like a larger scale Hashira or a statue for each Hashira, but I will get a few and I'm probably going to display them like this. But we'll see. As far as display goes, 10 out of 10 again. We already saw this one. Another LC Studios Mikasa. I'm just going to open this up so you guys can zoom in on the details for this one. I have an unboxing for this one as well, so if you guys want to see that, I would definitely recommend it. I'll leave a link up here. But yeah, just look at that. The ODM gear, just perfect. It looks metallic, it looks very real, and I think it looks really good. The only thing with Mikasa was that her face details weren't the best, and that's kind of an issue with a lot of Mikasas right now. The only one that has a really good face sculpt is that NSFW version that recently came out. But yeah. Then he has LC Studios Levi, which again, check out my video. Oh, and I just noticed he actually keeps Levi here in this little corner. Whoa. Which I mean, in my one up here, I display him with the bloody face. That's just how I prefer to display, but that's how he looks without his bloody face. What do you guys think? Does that look better? Or does this one look better? I think this one, but just my opinion. Ooh, and my favorite thing, I love how the slashed eyes look on this one. Gosh, I just love the statue. All right, we got some more Magic Cube. This one isn't my favorite Akaza. Right now, my favorite is Fantasy Studio, but I'm just being biased because I pre-ordered that one and I personally love it. I can't wait till it releases though, but it won't be until mid next year. We have some more Naruto, Studio Ghibli. This is a masterpiece. I love this one. I almost picked this one up, but I don't know. I was collecting too many series at the time, and I decided not to pick it up, but I kind of regret it, not gonna lie, because it's a really beautiful statue. Then we have Giyu? Yes, Giyu, that's his name. This does turn on, but unfortunately he doesn't, I don't think he ever shows it with the lights on. And it does look really beautiful. But pretty cool statue. Not my favorite Giyu, but I know it is a lot of people's favorite. I personally love Jin Studio, which is the one that I have on pre-order. Then we have one of the Upper Moons. I forget this character's name, but when I saw this, I actually really liked it, but I didn't get it because I haven't seen this character. I don't know who it is. I don't have any attachment towards him. I feel like once I do watch this version of him in the anime, I'm probably going to regret not picking this up, but this is Magic Cube. You guys can see there all of the nice details on it. The clear resin just looks really nice. And we got Uzi, I think is his name. Again, horrible with names. But this is Niren Studio, if I'm not mistaken, which is another really great studio when it comes to Demon Slayer statues. One of my members, Merc, keeps asking for Niren updates every single day, or almost. It was every single day in the past, but now he's calmed down a bit. But he's always asking for Niren updates. Where are we going to get some Niren updates? I need some Niren updates. I don't know what these little mouses are. Must be something in the anime. But yeah, pretty cool little statue. Alright, I'm not going to show all of these Demon Slayers, but they're all beautiful. And then here's his final display. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Is it a 10 out of 10 display? Looks beautiful. I think this right here is going to be for his Fantasy Studio Rengoku versus Akaza, which is going to look amazing once he gets that. But I love the fact that he still has a bunch of space for more statues in the future. So I can't wait to see all of this get filled up eventually. But for now, best collection in my Discord at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna check to see if he hasn't submitted more photos, and if he hasn't, I'll end the video here and I might record part 2 next weekend. So again, I apologize for extending this, but I record late at night and it's pretty late right now and I'm getting a little tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep in a bit. But let me just check this, what I mentioned earlier. So this is the one that people are comparing to that top studio that he has, which, I don't know, looking at it, it's pretty great, isn't it? The thing people were picking on were all of the little mini Narutos, if you guys can see that. It looks a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. I think this statue would have looked perfect without all of these little mini Rasengans. They had just kept all of that out. I think this would have been a perfect statue. I love the stands that Kurama has here. It looks very dynamic. And yeah, unfortunately, I won't be getting it though. And I think he is though. I think he mentioned that he was. Let's see, what did he update here? Okay, so he didn't get Fantasy Studios. I thought he did, but he got LX Studios, which is, honestly, it is a really nice one. I saw pictures of it a few days ago, and man, I don't know. This one in Fantasy Studio, definitely, this one does give Fantasy a run for its money, because I love how close they are. I think with Fantasy Studios, they're going to be separate. They're 2 separate statues, but here, because it's one statue, I love the fact that these guys are really close to each other. They're duking it out, and it's honestly amazing. And I think this has LEDs, but he decides not to turn them on. He even has the G5 Studio Rengoku that I unboxed a few weeks ago. So that's pretty cool. What else did he share? All right, so here's Magic Cube Tanjiro. For Tanjiro, I went with Fantasy Studios. I prefer the clear resin look to this one, so that's just my opinion. And yeah, I think that was it. So, all right, we'll end it here. We have quite a few more collections to go through, so I don't know how many parts this will be. For part 2, I will try and speed it up. I think I was talking a little bit too much in this video. But as you guys can see, we have some amazing collections shared here. And there's a few more awesome collections that I want to show you guys from my members. So stay tuned for part 2 and possibly part 3. But we'll see later. So you guys can see here, this is the rating that I gave him back then. And that rating still stands. 10 out of 10 Anos. Hope you continue to share your collection here throughout all of the different quarters come in the future. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.